And there are so many times where my camera has died or something's happened to it and it doesn't record. Something happens, I want to record it and it doesn't I can't record it. And I'm just like,
no, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
hey, it's you. Hey, I recognize that dude. Here's that guy who went group riding with me at Sick the Planet. His name's Tom. There's been many times where something's happened to my camera and it doesn't record. Like, if you don't record, something will happen. If you record, something won't happen. Anyways, so I could tell you a story where there was a lizard on the road and it almost killed me because I almost ran over it. How can I prove it when I didn't record it? But that's what actually happened. See, and I could have also said, hey, there was this lady the other day who was on the second lane, on the left lane beside me, also turning right. As soon as she completed the turn, she continued to go right, went towards my lane and merge into me. Nothing happened, but all I did was just give her a bit of a red bomb. She had that dumb look on her face, like, ooh, what did I do? What did I do wrong? She didn't even acknowledge it. She just gave me a plain look. I wave her off, you know, flip the finger, you know, because I was upset. And then just left it at that, I just took off. So, story time. Things that have actually happened off camera that I've seen. There's just some bizarre stories I just wish I recorded for years. So, I'm just gonna go for what I've seen, based on memory. And we'll see how well we go. So, the story, even to this day, it still makes me laugh. I was riding down the road one day, along the Esplanade, and on the footpath were these two kids. There was an elder brother who was riding a skateboard, and his younger brother was on his push bike. The eldest brother, who was riding a skateboard at the time, tried to do a trick. You know, tried to flip the skateboard and all this stuff. And what actually happened was he failed. He failed at flipping the skateboard. He fell over, and what actually happened to the skateboard was that the skateboard actually went under into his younger brother's front tire on his bicycle, and it did not end well. It was funny for me, but unfortunately not for them too. Even until this day, it still makes me laugh, and I wish I recorded it up here because I was laughing so hard. I felt sorry on the inside, but the way that it happened, it's just like watching your best friend stack it, except it was other people. The third story, I was riding towards the shopping centre, and next thing you know, I see this car ahead of me swerve, and what I was actually trying to avoid was actually a water lizard. Anyways, I was right in the middle of the road, and as soon as I realised what it actually was, you know, I was just like, oh sh**. And then, as soon as I swerved, oh, it's going to be a bit tight.
That's what she said!
Yeah, so as soon as I realised what the hell the thing was on the middle of the road, I sort of panicked because I was afraid that that lizard was just going to run right into my path, and I run it over, hit a little bit of a speed bump, maybe a speed wobble, if it was that bad. But yeah, missed it by that much. You don't expect a water lizard to just run out in the middle of the road like that, but hey, this is Australia. Things happen. You got kangaroos flying around, an old lady in the middle of the street. I wonder what's next, a buffalo? Or like they do in India, where cows just lay in the middle of the street and they don't move. So traffic stop, for 8 kilometers and nothing can be done because it's a cow. Yes, I know I'm going on to the bad drivers here, but there's a lot of stuff that happens on the road with other drivers that I don't capture on camera. The laws are law, and I can understand you're on a red light and you're not moving, but you decide to go on your phone at a red light. You know, it's understandable that you're stopped, you're not moving, you're not doing anything, but the law's a law. And you still got to pay attention to traffic as well as yourself, because anything can happen while you're on the phone. Anyways, I pull up to this red light. This girl happens to be on the phone right next to me. I look at her, she looks back, but she just looks back down to her phone like nothing's wrong. Me being me, I get a little upset. You're not paying attention to the road when you're supposed to be. Right? If you want to be on your phone, pull over like I always do. So if something messes up on my GoPro, I need to touch my phone, I'll pull over, even if it's just for that one little bit. You know, just for my safety as well as others. So, yep, she's on her phone. I can see her texting away on Facebook, or typing away on Facebook, or whatever. You know, checking all sorts of stuff on iPhones nowadays. And, you know, I gave her a little rev. I'm clearly not happy. She continues to type away on her iPhone like nothing's wrong. You know, she clearly hears me. She understands that I'm not happy, and she knows that it's wrong. So I give her another one, another little rev, nothing too crazy, just to say, hey, look, please get off your phone. And then after a couple seconds later, she drops it. She closes up her cover, puts her phone down, and then, as usual, people guilty of doing something wrong and then having others witness what you've done, they ignore you like you're not there. Her friend's in the passenger seat. She has every right to be on her phone because she's not driving. She's a passenger of that vehicle. And then she just starts chatting away to her friend like I'm not here. So she ignores me the whole time, and then light goes green. Now this is where that lady comes in and starts merging into my lane on that right turn that I was telling you about before. So first the phone, and then not even 30 seconds later, that lady merging in the left lane, merging right, then continues to signal right next to me, like let's just say I'm right next to that white Mazda just then, starts merging, almost hits me. So I gave her a really loud rev bomb. Again, I waved her off and flipped her off because that was too close for my comfort. She didn't even shoulder check. You know, again, if she apologized, I would have acted differently. But because she was just dumbfounded, I was clearly upset. So, if you're nice, I'm nice back. If you don't do anything to pretty much acknowledge what you've done, you know, then I'm clearly going to be upset because you're going to look at me like I'm the one that did it. I'm the one that did something wrong there. Alright. Another thing that I have also not captured on camera. At the time my GoPro died, but it was the nicest encounter with another lady on her phone. Alright, same situation, you know, pull up at a red light, happen to see her chatting away on her phone, phone's in her right hand, right next to her ear, and then I pull up next to her, you know, staring at her like, what are you doing? Are you paying attention to the road or chatting away on your phone? You can't do two different things whilst you're driving, even though you're just sitting in traffic. And then after staring at her for a little while, then she notices, well, I was just staring at her, you know, just what are you doing? And then she ends the call after just 10 seconds. I look at her, she looks at me, I'll stare at her, and then she looks at me, and I was just like, it's not a good idea, is it? And out of belief that she admits what she's done wrong. I was a bit baffled when I've heard her acknowledgement for what she's done wrong. You know, she said, no, it's not a good idea. And she apologized, you know, oh, I'm sorry. And that was a first for me. I did not expect that. I didn't even know what else to say, so it was just right on the spot thinking. So as soon as she just dropped the phone, acknowledged what she did wrong, you know, my mood changed, because she knew it was wrong, and she admitted it. Like a lot of people who are on the phone, who caught taxi driving, you know, they act like nothing ever happened, even though you were caught doing it. It's unbelievable. So anyways, yeah, so as soon as she admitted what she had done wrong, and I told her she was the first lady to ever admit she'd done something wrong right in front of me, and I couldn't thank her enough for it. So I was just pretty much just like, hey, no worries, I appreciate you putting down your phone and admitting what you've done wrong, so thank you for that. And you know, it takes a lot of guts just to do that. Fully admit you've done something wrong to another person instead of just lying to them. Just lying in general, or just avoiding, you know, a question or the danger. You know, it just changes the whole perspective. That's what makes me so upset. So even nowadays, as soon as I see another person on their phone, you know, I look at them, they look at me, and clearly knowing they're doing something wrong, they just don't acknowledge it and pretend like nothing ever happened. Like, that just makes me upset. You clearly know they're doing something wrong, and they know it themselves, but they act like they've done nothing wrong. You know, honesty gets you a long way. And for that woman to own up and be honest to what she's done, it was a first for me. And even to this day, I'm thankful for that woman admitting to what she's done. So, and as I was chatting away to that woman, you know, saying thank you and all, there's this car in the other lane, and he was turning left, we're both going straight. His light goes green, and he thinks we're having a little bit of road rage, so he just looks on, cars are honking at him. I suddenly realize what's going on, and I'm just like, hey buddy, your light's green, and he just waves at me like nothing. I point at him, I'm like, dude, buddy, your light's green. Nothing. Still looking at us. Lift up my little visor and I yell out, buddy, your light's green. If I yell out now, it'll be a bit weird. People start looking at me. But anyways, almost, I'd say close to a minute after, the light's still going green, it just turns orange. Here goes, the other people behind him just stopped, and it was just useless. I'm just happy she admitted being on her phone and not denying anything about it. Good on you. Good on you. Ooh, dogs. Dogs. Oh, look at them. Look at them dogs. Oh, so cute. They're so cute. Just yesterday, actually, there was this guy in his car. I was lane filtering, and the gap was too narrow for me to fit through. So I eventually stopped right in front of this car, you know, signaled and everything, because I put this little I put this patch on the back of my vest. It reads, tailgate me for free brake test and loss of side mirrors. Clearly I don't like being tailgated. It makes me uncomfortable, right? So it's just kind of a light message just saying, hey look, stay back, because I clearly won't be happy about it. Anyway, so I pull up right in front of this car. It's kind of funny when people squint and try to read it. And yes, I know I'm going to get some guys in the comments saying, well, if you don't like being tailgated, why would you put that back there? Because people are just going to drive up closer just to try and read it. You know, clearly understandable. Yeah, so I pull up next to the guy and he reads it. As it makes sense to him, he pulls out his phone, and just me being me, I'm like, what the hell, dude? But he raises it up so he can take a picture, and I was like, oh, famous! No, not really, but anyway, before he even takes a photo, I turn around and I give him the peace sign, and peace, takes a photo, you know, has a laugh about it. The stuff that I see when I'm on the motorcycle, man, it's just, you know, stuff you don't see every day in a car. Most of the stuff happens when I'm at red lights, just like the most random things that can happen. Saturday night, you know, drunk people are out, so, you know, I pull up next to this car, and this girl, being drunk out of her mind, you know, she just looks at me and just goes, ah! You know, she just screams, and I just look at her, and then she just pulls a face, and I just wrote off. I still look back to that day and just wonder, what would she have done if I just gave her a little bit of a red bomb? This exhaust is pretty loud. I just wish I just cracked the throttle right then and there, because her window was fully rolled down. Alrighty, well, that's all I got for you guys today. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to say something, leave a comment. And subscribe if you're new to my channel. More videos to come. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.